Well, welcome to this month's episode of The Breeze. We are once again at Al's Pub and Pizzeria, and it's another beautiful day. Come on over. We got pickleball going on, we got golf going on. The food's good, the drink's good. So give it a try if you haven't already, that's for sure. And today, Tina and Margie, I hope you learned a lot about how to listen to me in the last show. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but you brought up something the other day, and that you've learned some things in the past months. And now that we're in an economy where it's getting a little tougher to get by, we thought we'd talk a little bit about some things we could do to get by.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Well, start off.
Well, one of the things for me, shopping has really become a challenge, grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And I really try to support locally. So right now with the prices of beef and all the other things that are in the store, people used to complain about if I shop locally, you know, the farmers are going to charge more. Well, that argument has gone out the window.
Really?
Well, because it's almost at par. So I would rather buy locally and have those funds go back into the community, knowing that I've helped that farmer, I've helped that vendor with their pastries, breads, or whatever they have, and I have something fresh that I can be proud of.
And just tell us, I know probably the answer to this, but just tell us how you identify somebody local.
Well, I go to farmers market for one.
Okay, and
They
just
you know,
not a chain or what?
No, it's definitely not a chain.
No, I mean in general.
No. Well, I go to a chain on some of the things they don't produce.
Mm-hmm.
The farmers aren't going to produce everything. I mean, there's staples that I have to get. I have to get butter and ketchup or whatever else accoutrement I may need.
Accoutrement?
Yeah, but the thing is that I know, for example, if I'm getting beef, pork, chorizo, and things like that, I learn my vendors and know what they offer.
So you put in a significant amount of research in this.
Well,
essence.
it's from continually going.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been
yeah.
going. They started in 18. The one here locally, and I was going maybe every week, but now I go probably every other week or whatever when the weather's great and there's something that I want.
Well, Margie, how have you changed your habits, if at all, about shopping or any other thing in this economy?
I used to just go to the grocery store and just kind of wander up the aisles and all the sections and just, oh, that looks good. And I'd pick up things and take them home. And believe it or not, I have thrown out a few things over the months because I didn't need it. I didn't have it, so it was a waste. Now I go with a very detailed shopping list.
Okay.
And I stick with it.
So you've buckled down.
Yep.
Buckled down, you have.
Buckle down. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know.
I'm going to be a sexist. Do you even shop?
Yeah. Yeah, there's liquor stores around. If I go to a grocery store, I have pretty much a set list of what I want. And I don't shop, I buy.
Okay.
I go directly to what I want to get, I pick it up, I don't look at the price, and I come right to the register and I'm gone. I don't wander up and down the aisles.
You know, that's
Now,
a male thing.
That is a male thing.
That's
but
a male
now,
thing.
let me point something out. These days, with prices going through the roof, I now actually pay some attention to the prices, and I actually look at a receipt.
What? Well, a receipt is after the fact, though.
Yeah, well, you want to make sure you got what you got. And as it turns out, you can take these little surveys and get a chance for $1,000.
Right. Like that's going to happen.
No, that's when you're at the Saturday night window buying a lotto ticket.
Well, usually, the receipt goes, but in any event, so I have altered my my habits a little bit. Not much. I mean,
But again, I think that's a male thing. The preponderance of people who shop are heads of household women.
yeah, there's a couple of women in our neighborhood that said to my wife, who hates shopping, by the way, we're going to go to about 4 nurseries in Savannah. Why don't you come with? She said, there ain't a chance I'm doing that.
Why?
What? Huh?
Why?
She hates shopping. She's a buyer too. Now, if she wants to get something, 90% of the time it's on the internet. And we ship more back and forth on the internet,
Now we're talking about a different thing, commodity. I mean, food is a necessity. Clothing and the other things are optional choices, if you will. If you stayed at home and didn't buy anything to eat, you'd be in a pickle.
You would be in a pickle.
Okay, but clothes and other things, you do have something. So it's not something you've got to replenish. But the things that you have to replenish, you really need to be aware, because some of the things they're doing, I got a bag of potato chips, and I'm going like, okay, I know I didn't eat all those potato chips. They put less in there and charge you the same amount. And I'm going like, really? They don't know that we're aware of that?
Some people aren't.
Well, they need to become aware.
The greater fool theory, you know how that goes.
Well, I came across a word in my research, shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Say it real
That's
fast.
going to be in the dictionary.
Shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation. Reduce the product a little and raise the price a little, a way to disguise the information.
Right.
And it is perfectly legal. They count on us to not do the math, and there's no penalty for it. The latest stats is that anywhere from 15 to 20% of all packaged foods have shrunk the
Is
goods.
this over a period of like 1 year or 10 years? Or
Very, very,
recent.
very recent.
Wow.
And yet it closes with a gallon of water is still a gallon.
Yeah.
And probably a gallon of gas in your car is still a gallon. But with anything else, especially in the snack industry,
Right. Right.
that you can pick up a bag of chips and like you say, you open it, you say, this used to be much bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely true. And I've noticed that myself.
But your liquor's still the same, so you're okay.
fifth's a fifth, a
750
quart's a
milliliters
quart.
is still 750
Yeah,
milliliters.
you got it.
But the price of that can
It's gone up.
change.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe you go to the next shelf.
And the other issue, of course, these days is you better be mindful of shortages in product of all kind, food, all products.
Paper products, essential,
Yeah,
closet
Now, how do
full.
you mean shortages?
nothing on the shelf.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I got a pack of paper plates and I got to see if there's only 12 or
No.
if there's 10.
I went to the store today to get some distilled water. Completely bare shelves.
Wow.
Yeah,
What's that all about?
yeah.
You know?
Well, some of it's still on the ships.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, well, what about travel? We've talked a little bit about shortages and pricing and suspect marketing and packaging. What about travel, Tina?
Well, I'm planning a trip to New York. My granddaughter's graduating with her master's from Columbia. And I was looking at JetBlue and I found a ticket there, but I could not find a ticket home. I said, well, that's not going to work. So my girlfriend has started her own travel business. So I called her. Through a consolidator, she was able to get me a ticket.
Okay, and
Okay.
what's a consolidator?
Think of companies in the sky that buy tickets from different places and they charge you a fee, but they've got these tickets and they will sell them to you for a price. So it's
How does that?
bulk,
Yeah, I mean, they buy them in bulk, I guess?
Yep.
And then, so is the price economical for you?
Well, it's like, there's a fee, but it was a matter of, am I going to graduation or not? And
Right,
you
right.
pay the price.
Got you right where they want you.
Yeah, it got me right where they
Well, it
want.
does
And
ama-
this is a month out
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Well, I find that using, like in my case, Sky Miles is very, very good because all you do is spend money on a credit card, which you're going to do anyway. Miles build up, and then when you need them, it's really a good deal.
Now, do you have to fly in order to get those miles or just spend the money? Because I know some of them have different conditions.
What do you mean?
In other words, you have to travel in order to accrue the miles, or
No,
you just
no.
spend money
Just
on
spend
anything?
money.
Okay.
Then you use them to fly to wherever. I flew to round trip to Atlanta recently for $28.
Cool.
I mean,
Yeah, really good.
So, and with the airlines these days, they're having trouble staffing their planes. You
Yeah.
mentioned JetBlue, Spirit. They're canceling hundreds of flights. So when there's fewer resources, what happens to prices? Hello?
They call it cost push inflation.
Yeah.
It's almost like if we really see something we want or want to do it, we're going to pay the price.
Yeah.
And I think even going into a grocery store, there may be certain things that you say, oh, I'm not going to buy that anymore. But there just might be a few things that you just don't want to live without. And we are willing to pay the price, even if the bag is lighter.
But one of the things you said earlier, the impulse buy, I think has been decreased.
Gone away?
Yeah.
Not totally.
But you really are thinking, because I went to the meat case and I had a taste for ribeye. Ribeye is my favorite, not a filet, but a ribeye. And I went, oh, hell no. And then I went to the next thing, I said, maybe. And the next thing, I said, I gotta buy something.
Yeah.
So my cart is so low. I may come out with one bag.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever shop at some of these, what do I call them?
Big box?
Warehouse?
Well, yeah, those, but like a Nantucket or a Low Country.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the prices there, like
Oh,
25
yeah.
bucks a pound for just a New York strip.
But Nantucket Wednesday, guys, you get 10% off from Sun City. Use it.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Now, what do we know about whether people are still going out to eat and whether they're not? Because those costs have got to have gone up too, the restaurants.
But if I took the same menu that I'd want for this dinner and went out to buy all the pieces, I would probably spend more than just going to dinner to get it. Right now is soft shell crab season. I could go and buy some, or I can go to the restaurant and have all the side dishes and stuff with it. It's just a matter of which convenience.
Okay.
Because for me, I'm not a cook, but I love to eat.
Well, we went on the street, as we typically do, with this new economy that we're tips about what they're doing to deal with it. Let's take a look. Well, Cindy, the economy is in kind of an upheaval because of the pandemic and other factors. How have you adjusted? Have you adjusted?
Well, since I'm president of the Sun City Tennis Organization, balls are a big problem. We can't get them, they're on back order, and so we're recycling balls and we're repressurizing balls for the coaches, for their practice balls, and for the ball machine. So that's one of the big things, because we just can't get the balls, or they're $20 a can when they used to be $1.98 a can at Walmart.
Well, that's a pretty big adjustment. Thanks for your time today. Well, Jerry, we talked about the upheaval in the economy, and have you had to adjust, and how so?
Well, to be honest with you, no. We haven't had to adjust. My wife is out there spending. We just added on a new sunroom and bought new furniture for the sunroom. So overall, no, we haven't had any problems with the cost of living or anything like that. We're very happy. Retirement is great. Sun City is phenomenal. Been here 15 years. And we are snowbirds, and I am heading back Mother's Day back to Rhode Island, where we have our home in Rhode Island. So I have the best of both worlds. I have Sun City and I have Narragansett, Rhode Island, and the beaches. And when I retired 15 years ago, my goal was to have a suntan year round, and it has worked.
Well, good for you. That's all great. No supply chain issues?
Well, I guess we had a small issue with the furniture coming in, and we had to wait, maybe 3 or 4 weeks extra, and the cushions we had to wait for. But those are minor things to us.
Yeah, it's just slower. Well, thanks for your time today, and good luck. Have fun in Rhode Island.
Well, thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Well, Jody, with the economy and the upheaval due to the pandemic and other reasons, have you adjusted your behavior or style in any event, and how so?
Well, I'm pretty low key and in my purchases and so forth, and it really hasn't had a bearing on me too much.
Well, that's excellent. Have other people been cutting back or doing something crazy, not traveling, whatever?
Yeah, I know people that haven't been able to travel. That's the only thing that I know, that's happening to most of the people I know. They they can't travel.
And you can still afford tennis balls?
I can still afford tennis balls. I buy them by the case, and I stocked up on them, so I'm all set.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, sure.
Have you noticed the differences in your community, neighborhood, friends?
Not really.
Not really? Mm-hmm. They're still going and doing.
They're still going and doing. Yeah.
Hey, how about you? Do you have any thoughts there?
Yes. Instead of grocery shopping anymore, it's grocery hunting.
Thanks so much for your time today.
Well, that's where we're going next.
With the economy the way it is due to various factors, how have you had to adjust, or have you adjusted?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that in retirement it hasn't hit me as much as if I was working. I think if I was working, it would bother me a lot more with the price of gas, driving every day, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky here. Have you experienced any shortages or delays?
No, luckily, because we live here in Sun City, I almost go everywhere in a golf cart.
To be honest with you, Doug, I've stayed more in Sun City and haven't traveled out, except to go to the grocery store. I probably never leave home. I play tennis, I play golf. I can still do just as much everything I want to do now.
And you've been doing that very well for a while now. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys learned something from those responses.
Yeah, interesting.
But Margie, you got a little something there, which sort of is a little off topic, but sort of sums up what we're talking about.
Well, I think it's very much on topic, but
Okay.
you're going to hear it. In the 1980s, A&W tried to compete with the McDonald's Quarter Pounder by selling a 1/3 pound burger at a lower cost. The product failed because most customers thought the 1/4 pound was bigger. So that's why we can't argue with a lot of things. I know.
Interesting.
I mean, it's in print, it has to be true.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, you can't fix stupid. Let's go there.
But the other piece of this too is that
Perception.
some people say with their favorites, I don't care, I'm going to eat it anyway because it brings me so much satisfaction. But then you may have to cut somewhere else.
Okay.
But I do not feel deprived at this point.
You don't look deprived.
Say that again?
I do not feel deprived.
Oh, feel deprived.
How about you?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, like I say, I generally don't look at how much things cost if I want to have that for dinner. Or
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
want to go fly someplace. But I do take the steps that I do to save money when I can.
Absolutely. And there's a balance there, Like, I belong to a wine club and I'm saving a lot on the middle person and I'm getting a discount and my shipping is only $10. Where can you ship a case of wine for $10? So again, the economy of scale makes it satisfactory for me to do that.
Now, you alluded to something about whether restaurants are still doing a decent business, are people still going out? Now, we've got so much to do in this area, including right here in Sun City, in terms of shows and movies, concerts, whatever. And we've cut back a little, plain and simple. We don't do everything that we used to do. Now, part of that's because we're old and I'm getting tired of, no, that's not true at all. But no, it's, so that's another way you adjust to an economy where the prices are out of control. I drive the golf cart much more because gas prices are high. Simple, I guess, but that's the way it is.
Well, I did luck up. I ended up getting a new car in January. My old Pathfinder had 178,000 miles. and she was kind of on her last, and went to the dealership, and I was putting premium in her, which is why she did so well. So thank goodness now I'm doing regular. So yes, definitely it makes a difference.
Okay. Okay.
And people have survived inflation in the past, and the highest inflation in 40 years is right now.
Really?
But again, the higher of everything is, economics too has probably risen quite a lot. But yeah, so we can whine, or we can say, hey, this is life, we're going to get through it, we're going to buy what we really want, we're going to come out of this, things are going to change. You look out in the street at people who don't have a home, who don't have a hot meal, and you kind of have to stop and
Count your
think.
blessings.
This
Yeah.
is inconvenient for those of us at this table.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to suffer from it.
And you still buy lottery tickets? Don't give me that blank stare.
I don't know that she ever did.
I'm pretty sure she didn't.
Okay. Sounds
She's
like you.
speechless.
Well, you've already made up your mind. What else do you want to know?
Well, that's my poor listening skills. Well,
Well, occasionally I will.
oh, okay.
Eventually. Poor Margie.
Well, how about you? You don't-
I play the new one, and I figured out how to win, but I have to put too much money out.
well, let's assume you win the lottery. What are you going to do with that money? Maybe a topic for a different show. but-
Yeah, that might be a good one. Yeah.
Well, you can give it away.
Buy more wine. No, I'm not giving, excuse the expression, crap away.
Well, that's
Explicative.
what the ex-Mrs. Bezos is doing. She's giving
Yeah.
over, what, I don't know,
But that's a lot of money. I mean,
$20 billion?
Yeah.
Of course, she got $100 billion.
yeah. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
that would be an interesting topic. What would we do if our lives were different?
But
Yeah.
but this is going to change. I mean, I don't think it's going to be with us, but maybe
It's not constant.
maybe maybe the humility has helped a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not always there. We
Yeah.
have to kind of watch it and have some compassion for those that don't have the wherewithal that we do to
Yeah.
even get the
Yeah,
daily
definitely.
needs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like we've talked before about giving forward. We could do those kinds of things. And I do that now. I took my friend who was going through a tough time, I took him to dinner. And we had a good dinner. So
And Sun City is good at this too. There's a huge drive recently for school supplies and food
Right.
items, and really really
we're
shine.
a very giving community.
Yes, absolutely. People
So-
are looking for opportunity.
Right.
Well, ladies, is there any one last thing you'd like to say about how to cope during this, other than with optimism and
I
a
think
little self-discipline?
Yeah, I think the last part, the self-discipline, really thinking about when you're going into the store, do you really need that or is it a want? Can it wait to the next trip? So those kinds of things, I think buying smart and not buying from the heart.
Oh,
That's
boy.
pretty good.
Okay, I'll forget that. How about you, Margie? You got any words of wisdom for
Well,
us?
look, for me, it's just kind of keeping track, writing a list instead of seeing what looks good as I go down the aisle.
Well, I think for me also, it's being a little more careful, taking advantage of certain things. I've never looked at a coupon in my life. I don't intend to start doing it as a rule now.
I BOGO, but I don't coupon.
Well, BOGO is a good way, yes, but that's around every year. I mean, that's not
Every
something.
year, every week they're BOGOs.
Oh, are they?
See,
No.
you're a guy, you don't really know.
Don't assume everybody in the listening audience knows that.
BOGO is buy one, get one free. And there's some stores that will give you a discount if you buy one. So if you
Or-
don't really need two things of mayonnaise, then just buy one and get the discount.
Or restaurants, of course.
Oh,
You
That's
buy
too
a meal,
early.
you get one.
that, yeah. Or you have early bird, but I'm not an early bird gal.
Well, an early bird is something we can take advantage of because,
I get hungry again.
okay. But yeah, I mean, be mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah.
I guess is the basic advice
Definitely.
we're left with here today.
And be grateful.
Be
I
grateful.
mean, when you stop and think about some of the people right today that would give anything to have just a third of what we might go shopping for. You know, it's kind of humbling because they don't have the outs that we do all the time. And it's just no, we need to end on a happy note though. but
Well, on
the
that note,
reality
though,
of
if
it
you
is,
see somebody in the shop that you would like to give forward to,
sure,
then this is a great opportunity to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, every week our neighborhood donates to the food bank over in Ridgeville. Every week, take over an SUV packed full of stuff.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, and you know, some people put in a box of Cheerios, some people put in 2 grocery bags, but it's much appreciated and much needed. And with that note, ladies, I say thank you for today.
Why don't we toast
Thank
to the breeze?
Al's for allowing us to use the
Yes.
facility.
Thank you, Al.
And thank you, Els. And
Toast
here's
to
to
you.
our next episode. We
Yes.
hope you'll be with us
and thank you to our crew.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
when we again shoot the breeze.